first thing I look for in a new applicant, of course, is some experience. And it's often very tricky for us to find that. Folks that have a lot of experience tend to oftentimes stay where they want to be, and new folks coming into the field oftentimes don't have a lot of practical experience, so sometimes that can be hard to find in a new applicant. I do think a traditional biology degree certainly does have its merits and its benefits for folks that are applying for an aquarium position. However, of course, a lot of that is book-based kind of knowledge, and although that certainly is important, and I certainly do use a lot of that knowledge that I had in my college program on a day-to-day basis here, it is difficult to get folks that have had actual hands-on practical knowledge and experience in an aquarium setting. So that's some of the trickier stuff to get a hold of. Certain benefits that I see in the Oregon Coast Community College program is the fact that folks get exposed to that hands-on knowledge and experience. It sounds like folks in the program get to spend some time both in public aquariums and marine science centers, plus in the classroom, and also get exposed to folks that have been in the field before. So what we're finding is that at the present time, there are a fair amount of jobs available, but actually not a tremendous amount of people that have the qualifications to start a job in a public aquarium. So I think in the immediate future it looks pretty bright for folks that are interested in getting into a public aquarium, and that there should be a lot of opportunities on the way. I'd say three of the primary things that I'm looking for in an applicant for our aquarium here are: one, work ethic. This job takes a lot of energy and takes a lot of heart and soul, and we certainly look for people that have a really strong work ethic to get them through here. We're also looking for folks that work well in a team. Working in a public aquarium is often puts you in a situation that you're working with a number of other biologists, and no facility is stronger unless they have a really solid team. So teamwork is vitally important.
Advantages of being in this area are that we have so many valuable resources. So students get a very hands-on experience at the aquarium, where they're working in the element of a public aquarium, and that's also extremely different from some other areas that are available, such as aquaculture facilities that are nearby. In addition, we can also work at the Hatfield Marine Science Center, where there is more of a marine science discovery element to it. So you can work up front in public exhibits with animal care. You could also work behind the scenes in hospital quarantine, or even just maintain tanks that are used in education for their educational programs throughout the school year. If you were to compare Newport to LA sprawl, it's a smaller environment here, so it's more personable, and I think in a way it's easier to find a door to open and to start working right away. Knowing what I know now, I understand why it took me 3 times to get this job. And the first 2 times I was not qualified, and I was told I had the education and I had the scuba diving experience, but I didn't have the relevant hands-on experience. And every industry has its own language, it has its own set of fundamental skills, and I'm seeing now that these things are easily acquired with the coursework that has been laid out for this program in aquarium science.
Our first warehouse we opened in 1993. It was only about 1,200 square feet. We moved into this facility, which is 24,000 square feet, in 2002. When we're hiring, the number one thing that we're looking for is people who have a concern about the animals. Our number one goal is to provide the highest possible quality animal in the industry. Everything we do is geared towards having a healthier product so that the retail shops and the public aquariums around the country and overseas can have a healthy animal for them to be able to sell or display immediately with very little concerns and very little problems with disease control. So our number one thing when we're hiring is people who have a fundamental concern for the animals themselves. In addition to that, people who pay attention to the details realize that we're dealing with livestock and not dealing with boxes and light bulbs and paper clips and things that are easy like that. So that's definitely our number one concern is people who have a concern for the animals and who can pay attention to detail and who can help our business grow and thrive and find ways to improve the quality of the livestock. Certainly people that have some experience and have done some studies in the field would have a leg up in employment at sea-dwelling creatures. It would depend on the position. There are entry-level positions available. We foresee that the industry will continue to grow, and as I mentioned, we have over 60 employees now. I'm certain that within a couple of years we'll have close to 100 employees. The industry has definitely been growing, and we foresee that it will continue to grow, and the need for new recruits is constant. We're very excited about the aquarium science program at the Oregon Coast Community College. We feel that this program will help us to recruit people, to help us in the efforts to increase the quality of the animals that are being sold in the industry. So it's very, very exciting what's going on at Oregon Coast Community College, and we're very, very happy to be a part of this effort.